Okay, so as we left off, we got another polynomial. The quickest way to find the factors, the zeros I should say, same thing really, is to try to factor it. I can't see factoring here. If you can see it, great. If you can't, well, which numbers are going to try? So again, I'm just going to write them over here to leave space. What are the p-values? Well, the p-values are the factors of negative of 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 6 over q. And what's q? The factors of the leading coefficient. It turns out to be 6 again. That makes that factoring nice. Now it looks like there's a lot of different possibilities. But remember, we don't have to try duplicates. So plus or minus 1 over 1, 2 over 1, 3 over 1, 6 over 1, then 1 over 2, 2 over 2. It's a duplicate, so we're just not going to use it. 3 over 2, 6 over 2. Another duplicate, we're just not going to do it. And then 1 over 3, 2 over 3, 3 over 3, duplicate, 6 over 3, duplicate, and then 1 over 6, 2 over 6, duplicate, 3 over 6, duplicate, 6 over 6, duplicate, all plus or minuses. Even though it looks like there's a lot of duplicates in here. We're not going to have to try all of them. Now, personally, how do I get started with the synthetic division? I'm just going to go ahead and pick the nicest values starting with the integers. You can start with the negatives, you can start with the positives, doesn't matter which ones. Most of us will probably start with a positive. So try a positive 1, bring the leading one down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. Not 0, remainder is not equal to 0. That's not a 0. So let's try 2. Multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. Not a 0. Remainder is not 0. 2 is not a 0. Oh, now one little thing. We've seen this before. This is something intuitive. That what number do you have to go through to go from negative 12 to positive 28? Because remember, these are the function values. So the ordered pair would be, for this function, 1, negative 12, 2, 28. So what number is between any negative and any positive? And this is considered continuous. 0. So that means I know a 0 is going to occur between 1 and 2. So let's try some numbers that occur between 1 and 2. These are little tricks, little things. Tricks might be a bad way to say it, but little techniques to use that we can reduce the sheer number of things we got to do. So what am I going to do? I'm going to, between 1 and 2, 3 halves. That's 1 1/2. So it's halfway between those two. So bring the 6 down. 3 halves times 6 is 9. Let's see here. Did I get that right? Nope. Yeah. Add. 3 halves times 14 is 21. Divide by 2 and multiply by 3. Add. That's positive 4. Yes, I can add. 3 halves times 4. So 3 halves is a 0. Crowd goes wild. See? little trick instead of, because by the time you go through all these, yeah, I'd have to try this one, then finally get to there. But no, we saw this sign change for the function value, for the remainder. Let's focus in between those two x's to get one. So again, think about it. We went from x cubed, took a factor of x out, so now we're down to x squared. So now 6x squared plus 14x plus 4 factor. Yeah, you can take the 2 out first if you want. So, plus at the end, 2 of those. Factors of 4. I don't know, how about we go 4 and 1. And let's check the outside and inside the middle terms. 3x. 4x is 7x. So now, can 2 equal 0? Nope. So the next one said 3x plus 4 equal to 0. You get x is negative 4/3. And for this one, negative 1. Okay. So now what about this last part, the second part here? Write the function as a product of linear factors. Really, that's what we want to try to do with these. We want to get a linear factor, means we got x to the first power. So that's x minus the 0, like we did for the factor theorem. So x minus, give me a 0, 3/2, x minus a negative 4/3, x minus a negative 1. And don't forget that 2, that'll work. Now, minus and negative, I know those are plus positives, but this is fine. So all in a matter of getting there. Okay, next one. If that was x squared, we could factor it. X cubed, can't see it. So choices. 2, 3, 6, factors of 6. Q's, that's nice, it's only 1. So our choices will be plus or minus 1, 2, 3, and 6. Again, to get to a quadratic, to get to an x squared, we only got to get 1 factor out. Okay, so let's try 1 now. X cubed, x squared, x to the first, and no x's. Keep in mind, no x squared up here, we need that 0. Multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. Turns out our first one, x equals 0. Sorry, not x equals 0, x equal 1 is a 0. Done. Now we're to a quadratic, because we went from x cubed, taking this out, so now it's 0 equals 1x squared, positive 1x, minus 6. For the zeros of those. Three zeros. You're going to get 3 zeros because you're going to have x cubed. Now, linear factors. Notice up here in the quadratic, when you can factor it, you've already got some linear factors already. That's x to the first. And then what about that other one? X minus the 0. Whether you go to here or you say, okay, x minus x minus a negative 3. X minus 2, x minus 1. That'll work. Okay, that's the basis for how we get started on the ones we can't factor. So we're going to be doing this a lot. So get started, keep working at it.